What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, in today's video, we are going over Solana as its price is starting to possibly leave us some hints and some signs that it may be making a move here soon. And so, of course, I'm going to share that with you all. Now, do be aware, realistically, none of us know when this market's going to move, and no one can fully 100% accurately predict where prices will go. But paying attention to the hints and the signs that the market does leave is very important to get just a little bit ahead of the curve, because that will always prove beneficial in the long run. So what we can see happening on the Solana charts right now is a correction of something that was previously bearish. So it's not something extremely bullish, but it is something that is correcting something that was previously bearish. Okay, so could be working towards bullish territory. So it's going to be something that serves to be very, very good in the future here. Okay, so what we're going to be taking a look at and focusing more on today is going to be our RSI. Okay, now one thing that I noticed is that we were seeing a pretty large amount of divergences on the bearish side of things happening on the RSI. Now, to give you an example of what we saw a macro high, and a macro high on our RSI that were all roughly around the same level. Okay, you can see that we kind of touched this little area about 3 times. Now, in that same time frame, as we have been in this downtrend throughout the last 3 months, you can see that in correlation with those levels, it was here, it was here, and it was here. Now, what you may notice about each one of these highs, this one, and this one, is that in this time frame, we set a higher high, which was fine. You know, we set a bit of a higher high here as well. But in that same time frame, we then started to see a massive fall to the downside. And this high that we put in that ran into this level of resistance was nowhere near these 2 highs. But in that same exact span of time, we saw the RSI work its way back up to the same level in which we saw these 2 previous highs. That's going to be bearish divergence. What that says is that the price was moving at a rate in which wasn't sustainable, it wasn't maintainable, it was getting overextended, and there was a strong likelihood that we would see a pullback if we were unable to see a clear clearing of a key level of resistance, which was, of course, our downward sloping trend line. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw the pullback. I warned you guys about that as we did make the Solana video. I said, should you be buying Solana right now? I said, we're seeing bearish divergence. It seems like we're going to fall. And that's exactly what we saw. But one thing we can see happening at this point, though, is that we are somewhat correcting it. Because what you want to see from the price charts is that we either see bullish divergence, which is going to be more focused on the bottom side, right? That's going to be more focused on where we're putting in these lows. Or you just want to see neutrality. You want to see the RSI moving in tandem with the price. And the reason being is that in an event in which we would have seen this level right here, it would have needed for the price to be healthy. The price would have needed to be all the way back up towards these same levels up here, right? We reach that same level in RSI. We want to see that same level on the price, but it's not what we saw. But what we can see happening now is maybe the correction. So in this little short amount of time, from December 15th to now, I say that it's been about a month, right? We can see that we've put in some macro highs. So let's kind of highlight them. Macro high 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in that same time frame, we've put in macro high 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you can see happening is that we are working in tandem with the price on our RSI. What you can see is that the bearish divergences that we are seeing forming on these highs, on this big move, aren't there as much. And since we did see this correction here, it does seem as if there is a possibility that we have finally fully corrected the bearish divergence which we were seeing on the RSI, which could now enable us to finally make a move to the top side that we've been looking for without a strong amount of selling pressure because of a weak move such as this one. Because as you can see, right, we put in high up here. We put in high up here. We're still setting lower highs. We're still setting lower highs. Now, lower highs are inherently bearish, but on our RSI, we're not seeing the inability to maintain a continuous move to the top side due to an overextension on the RSI. It's just fundamental. And so what it shows for us is that as we are at this key level, remember, the red box is so important. As we are at this key level right now, as we are looking to hold support on top of this, this really long trend that we've been in for about 4 or 5 months now, mixed in with the fact that we've corrected bearish divergence, it tells me that that could be the perfect mixture for us to start to see the move to the upside with the bottom side support we need, the foundational establishment, and the lacking of a selling pressure on the top side. So what I'm looking for right now, after, now that we've kind of talked about what we're seeing, is where do we go from here? Obviously, I made a video saying about 2 days ago now on Solana, and there's 2 key levels I need to see as clear. The first key level is going to be obviously the downward sloping trend line in which we've been in since November. Okay, that's going to be this one here. We need to get back above that. Until we're able to do it, I don't even see a reason to be buying. Secondly, once we get above it, we need to get back above this. Oops, didn't mean to take that. There we go. Put that back. We need to get back above the cup line of this possible cup and handle pattern if we are able to stay above $159. If we stay above $159, that says that we do have some type of double bottom / cup and handle pattern, which could have a breakout target, well into the $240 to $250 region, right? I mean, we could be looking at some type of $250 Solana on the break of $195. And so the two key levels are still this one and this one. And once we're able to get back above them, I do believe that we are going to see some substantial growth. And I do remember, this is going to move based off of whatever Bitcoin does more than likely. So if Bitcoin takes, Solana's going with it. If Bitcoin pumps, Solana's likely eventually going to go with it as well. So do not forget to do your technical analysis on Bitcoin or to follow the technical analysis on Bitcoin that we post on the channel every other day. So the only way that this will really get invalidated and that all of this possible bullish signs and bullish indicators will be invalidated is if we do lose the bottom side of our red box, which is currently at about $160. As long as we're above 160, we're good. We're looking fine for continuation, and I am expecting that continuation will happen. So with that being said, that is going to be about it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy more of an educative piece, in which we talk about RSI, talk about divergences and correcting those divergences. If you did find it valuable or entertaining or boring, but it can help you make a little money, definitely do let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.